you to Virteasy University, where we have Dr. PJ that's going to set up a new university. So we have admin login for Virteasy Assistant, super easy to create new students. So here we have Tony Stark being created as our first student at the university, played by the amazing Anthony in the corner there. So what we're doing here, we're just creating a new group. So this can be used for the year groups, it can be used for different classes, for endodontics, prosthodontics, implantology, etc. So here we're going to give access to all of the exercises that are available to our Marvel group for Tony Stark. Fantastic. So here we can set up the logo for the university, nice and easy for the first time setup. And afterwards we can even broadcast all of the simulators. Perfect. So here you can see we only have access to the exercises which were put in for this student. So here we can launch an exercise for restoration. And you'll see the logo of our university up on screen. Fantastic. So now we have a simulation that can either be done with teeth on a plate, or we have an entire virtual patient that can be used as well. So these are the instructions for the lesson, which the teachers can modify for every single one. And afterwards, we can select a burr, and we have a selection of slow speed, high speed, and we obviously have the pro. And these can be modified for all of the universities so that it matches what they have in the real clinic perfectly. Fantastic. After we've done some drilling, we then have a real-time evaluation of everything that's going on. And when we're finished, we can terminate the exercise ourselves around the patient. In blue is the target, the area that needs to be removed. And then using the bottom screen, which allows us that 3D depth of perception, so we can look down at this one here, and that'll give us this perception of the teeth. And then we can start an overview of the work we've done, as well as some preset questions that the student can assess themselves on. Student workflow on the simulator, and within our simulation suite, the student can then go over to the administration PC, and they have a login specifically for students, so they can find their login and log in to see only their evaluations. They won't have access to any other students within the server. There we go. So we're just going to search the server for our new evaluation, which we found. And here we can see the simulator has graded the student automatically, and we can see the breakdown of that. We then have a 3D view of the solid, and this can even be used to export the work and 3D print it within the university. Here the student can leave some comments which their teacher is going to see when they come to it. And finally, we also see the questions that we responded to on the simulator, and this gives us a chance for some self-reflection as a student to think after the treatment, what did I do well and what could I do better? All of this is saved automatically. So then later on in the day, our teacher, Nurse Norwen in the corner there, will come into her office and she'll log in to the PC as well, and this time with a login for teachers. So you see, we now have access to a lot more functionality within the assistant, and in the evaluations we see all of the students that are in our class. we can load up the exercise that Tony started earlier. With the simulator scoring, we can actually modify it. So if we don't agree with how the simulator scored it, we can change one of these and that will change the score that's automatically given. With the 3D view, again we have the 3D view and we see the comments the student has left the teacher. The teacher can then respond to the student and put their own comments. And it seems like she's in agreement with the student. And then with our self-assessment questions, we can see there's no comments left by the student, and if the teacher wants to, they can again leave a message to send to the student if they think there's stuff they could have done better or stuff they did fantastically well. And finally at the top, the teacher can actually give them a custom grade. So this matches in with the reporting for the university. So a B+ in this case. And then the teacher can go ahead and finalise this evaluation. So this will send all the comments to the student and it will make it read-only, so it's no longer modifiable for the end of the year report. Fantastic. And we can see here that as a teacher, our list has been updated so we can see which evaluations we still need to look at. Thank you very much. So then, the next step is, outside of our standard library of exercises we've got, teachers actually have a chance to create their own exercises using our library of teeth or using new integrations with hardware within the university. So I'll change you over to our administration PC. And our program Virteasy Editor allows us to create a standard exercise. And from this we can create any type of exercise we like. So here is the overview. We just add in a name, some comments and an image for the navigation. We can set the level of difficulty. And same for the instructions. So this is the classroom notes for the students before they launch the exercise, and they can access it within as well. In our solid creation, we have a whole library of teeth for an adult mouth. So we can import any of these. And you see that we create a tooth out of the dentine, enamel, and the pulp. And so this is unique to Virteasy, where we can actually handle multiple STLs at one time. We can control the density of each layer, and we can also use this for teaching students the anatomy of the teeth as well. So this next step, we can actually create a new caries shape from geometric objects that we've got in our library. And these can be moved around, they can be deformed and changed to fit the exact case that we're trying to create. And so this is fantastic because it means that we can actually import intraoral scans, which are in STL format, from real patients, and we can actually place the caries exactly where we want it to be, which before this it wasn't possible. There we go. So the target is what we're actually aiming for when we do the exercise. So for prosthodontics, we could put this around the whole tooth, and in this case we can copy it from the caries. And finally, the evaluation. So here is where we set the parameters that the simulator is going to automatically score the students on. We set the threshold for what's acceptable and what's not, and we can select as many or as little criteria as we want. And then it's super easy. We just go File, Export to Virteasy, we give it a name, we choose the category, and then we export it off to the server so it's available from all of the simulators in the simulation suite. And you see here at the bottom, we had an exercise for international. So we're starting to create a repository for all of the universities that use Virteasy, so that they'll be able to share exercises with the other universities. There we go. So the system's just in the process of creating all the STLs that it needs for this exercise. And then we'll be able to load it straight away onto the simulator afterwards. Now, once this is finished, we're going to show you the second half of this, which is actually creating a new exercise based on a complete patient workflow. So that means taking a CT scan, which is in DICOM format, from a real patient, and then getting their segmentation, potentially from an intraoral scanner as well, and then creating a full case from that information. So that means we can set up patient profiles, we can set up their age, how many times they've been to the dentist, and what their problem is, and then create that exact case for students. So here we're just going to launch the process for our implantology DICOM workflow. Often one of the questions is, after we leave university, after the training, after the installation, how do we provide support? And the answer to that is we've put a space online for clients here at virteasy.com/client, where the universities have access to all the user guides, extra material, STLs to download to create even better exercises. And up at the top, we have a link to virteasy.com/support for our clients, which provides access to a calendar of all our team. And here we can take a day which suits us, a time which suits us. We enter some details, and we send it off. So this will send an email to the team over in Laval, and they will be able to access the simulator, and all you have to do is sign on as an administrator onto one of the simulators. And then we have a support page where you can launch TeamViewer. And here you can see one